Meanwhile, over here in California, hang on now, we found some more votes. It's Sunday, I'm Akorn. Welcome back to Laugh While the World Burns, bringing you your weekly dose of Idiocracy memes and news. The next AkornTV livestream Hangout and Smoke session will be Tuesday, June the 16th, starting at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All links are down below in the video description. Mother makes son break his PS5 the same way he abused the family's pet cat. I absolutely support this. At least he's finding out about some type of consequences. A lot of the younger generations has been raised with no consequences for their words or actions, which is also why they have zero respect for anyone or anything for that matter. Women will literally start a global witch hunt against flirting, successfully destroy it, forget, then start a new movement complaining that no one is hitting on them. This literally is what they've done. The Philippines just proposed executing corrupt politicians by firing squad for stealing public funds. Do you support this proposal? Well, it would certainly give them reason to pause and think twice about it. Italy enters the flying car market with the Lamborghini Aventador Aero Coupe. They must have been racing that motorcycle that was in last week's show. Man legally changes his gender to identify as a woman so he can retire 5 years earlier in Argentina. Hey, they made the rules. Use them whenever you can.
We live on stolen land. Anchor babies are Americans.
Leftist. If white privilege exists, then why did Elizabeth Warren pretend to be an Indian? Because it's all a bunch of garbage and they know it. 24-year-old man broke into the home of a 73-year-old pensioner for an easy target, but he turned out to be a retired boxer, former Marine, and hand-to-hand combat teacher. Like I said earlier, no respect for anyone. I'm glad that in this case, at least, this guy was able to teach him a few things. CNN. Have you ever noticed the popularity of white robots? The reason for these shades of technological white may be racism, according to new research. Since robots are slaves, CNN thinks they should be black, not white. Well, I mean, it kind of seems that's what they're saying. And this is a real post because I actually had a news article about this in a past show. I hit an animal. Am I covered? Insurance. What did you hit? A fish. Well, could have been worse. Could have been an alligator. What kids think monsters look like. What monsters actually look like. Yeah, that is a fact check true. Problem solved. Tech boss sacks entire HR team because they create problems that didn't exist and issues disappeared after layoffs. The one thing you can guarantee about HR, they are not there to help you. Looking for a crew of 30 to 50 good men. $60,000 to $100,000 a year if we find treasure. Full job requirements. Sail around the world looking for treasure. Get drunk on beer and rum. Sing sea chanties. Play School introduces My First Hobo Camp for California children. You know what the worst part is? How many kids is facing this every single day in real life right now? Just here in the US, let alone anywhere else. Here you go, guys. Ohio just introduced a bill that could let data center companies take your farm without paying you first. And the Ohio Farm Bureau is sounding the alarm. Regardless if they pay you or not, they're just blatantly showing that they're going to do this whether people like it or not. And they are building these places as fast as possible with thousands of them already all over the country. This is going to be a core part of their digital control agenda, and we're watching the cages being built right now. Teen who ripped ear off jumping from roof is suing classmates' parents after alcohol-fueled party. He jumped off the roof and hit the deck instead of the pool. Once again, no consequences, except in this case he ripped off his own ear, no respect, and no accountability. Everything that they do is always somebody else's fault. Open carry, concealed carry. They're not wrong. If you hate your HOA, nothing funnier than installing a 7,000 plus capacity bat roost, causing thousands of bats to come into your neighborhood. This will cause your HOA to complain, but they cannot legally do anything because bats are federally protected animals and it cannot be removed. Well, that's one way. And hey, at least you won't have any bugs around your property. Can't wait for World War I to end so we can get rid of this temporary income tax. Carmelo kicking himself for not converting to Islam and stabbing someone in the UK instead. Yeah, he wouldn't had any problem with that. And guys, don't be surprised if he don't end up getting released. Antifa looks like the random people Batman always beats up. You know, the longer you look at these, the more true that statement gets. How gun bans affect criminals. That is a fact check true, it'd just be far easier. What's wrong with much of society today? Ashamed of nothing, offended by everything, contributes nothing, entitled to everything. A lot more to it than that, but that is a good start. Apparently eggs are going back up again. That's gonna surprise a few chickens. Yes, it would. My chickens wouldn't be happy about that at all. Friendly reminder, no child believes they were born in the wrong body until a creepy adult deliberately puts that idea in their head. It's sad what has been done to the children these days, and this here is just one point. But here's a video clip of a white kid who is first talking about how he has the wrong type hair and then says that he isn't supposed to be white, he's supposed to be black. Take a listen.
This is white people hair.
What does that mean?
It means that this hair is white.
You are a white person.
I'm not supposed to be white, we're supposed to be black and we're black.
And these things are just some of what's being done to kids today. I finally got one of those emotional support pets. It's a chicken. It's crispy. It also came with a biscuit. Hey, that's the best kind. Joe Biden is writing his presidential memoir. What should the title be? My first term as puppet-in-chief. On this day, June 6, 1944, American and Allied forces landed on the beaches of Normandy, France, marking the beginning of the end of the National Socialist German Workers' Party occupation of Europe. 4,414 Allied soldiers.
If your girlfriend cheats on you, you need to understand that you lacked something that made her cheat. So instead of leaving her for another girl, find out the error in yourself, apologize to her, and be a better man.
How unbelievably stupid does people have to be? On the other hand, since these same women are all about so-called equality, that must also mean that if your husband cheats on you, then the women need to understand that it's something that you lacked that made him cheat. So you need to find the error in yourself, apologize to him, and be a better woman. Guys literally only want one thing, and it's disgusting. Well, that would be a nice rig, but they only distribute the new models over in the Middle East. Yeah, they're starting it back up again, but there's also a good number of people that never quit. I never use turn signals. It's nobody else's business where I'm going. Well, when you put it that way. In Spanish, the word for non-binary is no binero or no binera, depending on the person's gender. That is a fact check true. If men can declare themselves women, then women's rights no longer exist. This has already been proven just with the issue about the locker rooms and bathrooms, let alone anything else. Winning is 10% luck, 20% skill, 70% saying I now identify as a girl. Crockett says the knife used to kill Metcalf was not a deadly weapon. She said it was so small that it should not have been considered a deadly weapon, and she stands with Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, the weapon that was used to kill him isn't a deadly weapon. And while we're on this topic, here's some of the other stuff that's being pushed about how his conviction was all because it's a racist trial. Yeah, it must be a racist court and jury because a black man was given a prison sentence for stabbing a white man to death. But what happens more often is things like this. Portland jury acquits black man who stabbed white man after victim allegedly used the N-word. So now, if you say something that offends someone, they are allowed to attack and try to kill you and then claim it was self-defense. And for the people who's already saying that this is fake or whatever, no, why don't you go look it up on the news? Jury acquits black man in stabbing case after video shows victim using racial slur. A Portland jury acquitted a black man of second-degree assault charges, which should have been attempted murder instead, after he stabbed a white man who used a racial slur against him, citing self-defense. So the only way to defend yourself from words is to try to kill the other person. By this case being acquitted, as they found him not guilty, they've told everyone that this is acceptable if you're the right skin color. Because we all know if this was flipped around, they would be thrown in prison for attempted murder. When the circus comes to town, yeah, that's all Washington, D.C. is, staging a circus. There's no such thing as government funded. It's all taxpayer funded. Yeah, 100% fact check true. The government produces absolutely zero. All it does is take from the people, line their own pockets, and give it to others. My dream is to go to Italy and say, "It's no Olive Garden," at every restaurant I eat. You'd probably get thrown out of some of those places. Oh, you're from Florida? No, I'm from Florida. That is pretty bad. We don't have a lot of mosquitoes here. Of course, one is too many, but there are a ton of ticks here. It's nothing just to walk across the yard and pick up several. I put 2 plants into the ground the other day and had 10 or 15 on me. And another thing is, for my mom's 2 cats and her little Pekingese, and then my 2 big dogs, it cost $150 a month for NextGuard and stuff to keep the ticks off. I tried some cheaper brands, but they just didn't work as well. They were still getting bit. And if I don't buy any of it, then like my one dog, she got sick with a tick virus, and I had to take her to the vet to get blood work, then a shot, and then had to give her antibiotics for a week, let alone the viruses that they don't recover from. What are we buying at the stores, guys? Look at all this fruit that is like rubber or something.
I got a rubbery watermelon. The texture is so weird. Like, you gotta bend it so far before it will break.
You guys, I got a rubbery avocado. Wait, I need to show you this. This is insane. Oh, disgusting. Banana is not supposed to bend that way.
Would you look at this? Just look at this. This is supposed to be an orange.
Come check this.
thought it was watermelon season.
But since when is watermelon doing this? I'm trying to break it.
Either this is all GMO, or it's chemicals that they've injected it with or used on it, or it's just fake food, which is a thing. Like plastic rice, the fake eggs, all kinds of stuff is going on. Let alone that most of the stuff they call food today is just full of poisons. European Union imposes €10,000 cash limit starting July 2027, paving way for digital euro. The new regulation targets commercial transactions, while the ECB's digital euro pilot prepares for launch in the same time frame. But we're not supposed to notice this, guys. Don't pay any attention to this or any of the many numerous things happening. They have no connection to each other in any way, shape, or form. It's all just a big coincidence. Explain why our electric bills never decrease, even though we have swapped to all LED lights, Energy Star appliances, built massive solar and wind farms. Not only have they not decreased, all they've ever done is increased. And now at this point, there's places where electricity is getting so high that people are having to sell their house and move because they can't afford the electric bill. Every other company, Black Lives Matter. And then there's Listerine. I just thought this meme was pretty funny. Americans overwhelmed by how much better lives have gotten since attacking Iran. I told the Denny's waiter to round up to 70 for a tip, and he used his employee discount on our order. He got a $25.21 tip by doing that too. And no, that's not an elite IQ move either. That's actually workplace theft. 2 superhuman war criminals beat up orphan with heart problems after one killed his parents. Well, that is another way of looking at it. Farmer donates land for a park, city sells it for data center development. $10 gift became $10 million for city government, with $30 million in tax expected over the next decade. Back in '99, 87 acres of land in Taylor, Texas was donated, nominal fee $10, to the city by a farmer, with a condition in the deed that it would be used for community parkland. In 2025, the land was sold for $10 million to a data center developer, who has won several legal battles against the nearby residents who are trying to stop the massive construction project. Now the disgruntled locals are planning to take their case to an appeals court. They've already won how many court battles? And you think the next one is going to make a difference? Good luck with that. The same thing is happening all across the country. Coming out of a coma to find out there's been 9 more world wars. Well, it's definitely been wars and rumors of wars for a long time. High gas prices force Southern California law enforcement agencies to use bike patrols and drones to cut spending. Sounds to me like they just want to use more drones to illegally spy on citizens. How long do you think it'll be before they arm the police drones? Modern reality check. Can men please stop trying to be influencers? We need electricians and mechanics. I'm begging you. Can females stop being OnlyFans models? We need mothers, not whores. I'm begging you. Yeah, that is a fact check true, to say the least. I came across this today on Facebook, and it shows how men are tired of the games and how they have been used by modern women today and are not putting up with it anymore. Dating profile, Daniel, 41. If we get married, you're signing a prenup. I make $100,000 a year. Single mothers need not apply. I'm not here to raise another man's child. On the first date, we split the check 50-50 to see if you're serious, because I don't give away free meal tickets. I'm an athletic marathon runner and I travel the world. If you cannot bring peace and only bring instability, then please keep scrolling. I know my worth. What do you bring to the table? If you like today's show, then you'll love the one that'll pop up here. If you're looking for the latest Gen X series episodes, they can be found on my other channel, AkornTV Live. Also, check out the new merch designs now available in the merch store. These and all other links mentioned are down below in the video description. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and come back for more. I'll see you guys on the live stream Tuesday night, but until then, you guys take care and stay safe this week. This is Akorn, over and out.